This page features the cover of Saturn Fan Magazine, issue number 18, from September 26, 1997. Priced at 540 yen, the cover is dominated by dynamic artwork, featuring characters and mechs, primarily associated with the Super Robot Wars series, which appears to be a major focus. The green-haired character could be from Shining Force 2 Eyes, also highlighted inside. Key features promoted on the cover include articles or guides for major Saturn titles like Super Robot Wars F and its conclusion, Super Robot Wars F Final. Other prominent games mentioned are the early Atelier series entry, Atelier Marie, The Alchemist of Salzburg, the visual novel Dukoku Soshite, the unique action platformer Silhouette Mirage, and the RPG Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers. Racing fans were covered with Sega Touring Car Championship, strategy RPG enthusiasts with Shining Force 2 I, and the highly anticipated Sakura Wars 2, Thou Shalt Not Die, is also featured. There's also a scoop on the latest game show. This issue covers a wide range of genres, reflecting the diverse library available on the Sega Saturn at the time. This page showcases the unique Sega Saturn title, Real Sound, Kaze no Regret, prominently featuring the Japanese characters for great reviews against a backdrop of a blue sky. The page highlights this innovative game with the tagline, Buy it because it's interesting. Real Sound. Kaze no Regret is a truly distinct experience, as it's a game played entirely through sound, with absolutely no visuals used during gameplay. This daring concept from Warp, the developers behind titles like D, is the main focus here. The page features numerous testimonials from players across Japan, expressing their strong positive reactions. They praise the game's emotional depth, the captivating story told solely through audio, and the immersive nature of the sound design. Many were deeply moved and impressed by the novel approach. Warp's Kenji Iino is quoted, expressing his surprise and pleasure at receiving such overwhelmingly positive feedback. The game is advertised as being on sale, available as a 4 candelas set for the Sega Saturn, priced at 6,400 yen. This page serves as a powerful endorsement, emphasizing the game's critical acclaim and encouraging players to experience this pioneering, sound-only adventure. This page is a stunning 2-page spread dedicated to the Sega Saturn release of Samurai Shodown 2, known in Japan as Shin Samurai Spirits. Haomaru Jigokuhen. The central artwork features a dramatic confrontation between series protagonists Haomaru and Genjuro, depicted against elemental forces of fire and water, with a spectral figure ascending above them, tying into the theme of the Japanese title. On the left side, a column displays portraits of many key characters from the game, giving a glimpse of the diverse roster of warriors. The page announces the scheduled release date of October 2nd for the Sega Saturn version, listing prices for both the standard COD-ROM and a special bundle. The right side of the spread features the powerful calligraphic text that translates to, My soul, ascend to the heavens, reflecting the intense and spiritual nature of the battles in the game. Small inset images provide a look at the gameplay, showcasing the vibrant 2D fighting action that Samurai Shodown is renowned for. This spread effectively captures the epic scope and iconic style of SMOG's classic weapon-based fighter, making its way to the Sega Saturn. This page presents a preview of the Sega Saturn simulation RPG, Soku no Tsubasa Gotha World. The left side is dominated by dynamic character artwork and the game's title. It highlights the concept of characters' growth influencing battles, and introduces a new system called the Personal Time System, which aims to resolve the drawbacks of traditional turn-based and real-time simulation systems. The page also showcases that the game includes high-quality movie sequences to enhance the story and atmosphere, featuring various characters from the game. Small screenshots provide a glimpse of the strategic gameplay interface and the 3D battle visuals. The right side serves as the magazine's table of contents for the September 26, 1997 issue, number 18. It lists various sections covering Sega dynamic previews, Saturn fans' recommended selections, continuous reports on ongoing game releases, strategy guides, popular ongoing series, new game releases, and other general content. The cover highlight for this issue is featured as Super Robot Wars F. This page offers a comprehensive overview of the content within the magazine, ranging from in-depth previews and strategy tips to news and rankings. This page delivers exciting news for fans of Sakura Wars, focusing on the upcoming Sakura Wars 2. After a period of silence, New details and screenshots are finally being revealed for both the simulation and adventure parts of the game. The adventure parts section showcases dramatic story elements and hints at new romance. Screenshots reveal interactions with familiar characters like Sakura Shinguji and introduce the new characters Lenny and Milchstrasse. The text highlights changes like Sakura's summer outfit and describes Lenny as cool, raising anticipation for how she will integrate into the story. The page also unveils the upgraded mech unit for the simulation battles, the Kubu-Kai, modified Kubu. This is described as a high-output, power-up version of the original Kubu, developed to face new enemies. Manufactured by Kamizaki Heavy Industries, the Kubu-Kai boasts significantly higher output and improved performance compared to its predecessor, with updated features like increased exhaust ports and cooling vents. A small section explains the nature of the Kubu as a spiritual power weapon used in the simulation part, referencing the previous game's battle system shown in a screenshot. The reveal of this powerful new unit and details about the adventure part promise an enhanced experience in Sakura Wars 2. This page delves into the evolution of the LIPS, live interactive picture system, in Sakura Wars 2. The LIPS system, a distinctive feature of the adventure parts, has been significantly expanded, with several new variations to enhance the dramatic presentation and character interactions. The familiar normal LIPS returns, where you have a set time limit to choose a response from multiple options, influencing character affection and the story's direction. Not choosing results in a did-nothing outcome. New to Sakura Wars 2 are double LIPS, where a long time limit is given for an overall situation, but within that, multiple LIPS decisions are required quickly. This demands quick judgment and decisiveness. The page shows a clock icon indicating the time limit. Another new type is timing LIPS, where the available choices change over time, adding pressure and requiring you to react to the shifting situation. Missing the right moment or delaying could change the options available. Finally, click LIPS adds a new layer, requiring you to click on a specific something within the screen within a time limit to progress the story. The target could be a character or even the background, testing your observation skills and attention to detail. Screenshots accompanying these explanations feature the protagonist, Ugami Ichiro, interacting with various characters, demonstrating the different LIPS interfaces and the tension they create. These additions promise a more dynamic and engaging adventure experience in Sakura Wars 2, pushing players to think and react quickly. This page features a Sega dynamic preview focusing on Sonic Team's latest work, Burning Rangers. An emergency report sets the scene in a futuristic world where scientific progress has led to rapid changes in the human environment, unfortunately also bringing about unprecedented disasters. The game is presented as the story of the Special Fire Rescue Team, the Burning Rangers, who operate in this future setting. As Sonic Team's newest title, following their acclaimed hits Sonic and Knights, Burning Rangers is noted for having a slightly different atmosphere. The page highlights its action gameplay, showcasing screenshots of futuristic environments, dynamic flame effects that move realistically, and the game's cool, futuristic equipment and character designs. The content suggests this game challenges players with intense disaster rescue scenarios, while maintaining the exhilarating action the team is known for. This page continues the Sega dynamic preview for Sonic Team's Burning Rangers, delving deeper into the gameplay and atmosphere. It highlights the game's core mission, rescuing people from incredibly dangerous, burning 3D environments. The page emphasizes the realistic portrayal of fire, creating a palpable sense of tension and immersion as players navigate destroyed structures and raging infernos. Gameplay focuses on exhilarating 3D action with smooth character movement. Players can freely explore the vertical and horizontal space of the disaster zones, utilizing abilities like jumping and using a weapon, which appears to be a fire extinguisher for clearing paths or dealing with obstacles. The game features helpful systems like an auto-jump function for traversing ledges and a voice navigation system to guide players through the complex, debris-filled levels, ensuring they don't get lost while trying to locate survivors. The visuals showcase dynamic flame effects and crumbling environments, emphasizing the overwhelming power of the fire that the Burning Rangers must confront. It also mentions support for the multi-controller, known from Knights. This page expands on the world of Burning Rangers, introducing the core team members and offering insights directly from the development team at Sonic Team. It highlights the two main player characters, Xiao Amabane and Tillis, detailing their background and roles within the team. The page also introduces other key members, like the experienced leader Big Rodman, the calm Chris Parton, and the cool lead Phoenix, providing a glimpse into the diverse personalities that make up the Burning Rangers. A significant portion is dedicated to an interview with 4 core members of Sonic Team, including the renowned Yuji Naka. They discuss the origins of Burning Rangers, explaining their goal was to create something different from their previous work, like Nights into Dreams, focusing on a gripping atmosphere and realistic portrayal of fire. They touch upon the challenges and joys of development, emphasizing the effort put into the environmental tension, dynamic fire effects, and character interactions, promising a thrilling rescue experience. The page features photos of the developers alongside the character introductions and game art. This page dives into the world of Neon Genesis Evangelion, with the Sega Saturn title, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Digital Card Library. This unique release isn't a typical game, but a comprehensive database, allowing fans to collect and view approximately 200 different digital cards, featuring footage and information directly from the acclaimed TV series. Players collect these cards by playing minigames. The cards cover a wide range of categories, including iconic character cards showcasing beloved figures like Rei Ayanami, Asuka Langley Soryu, and Kaji Ryoji, as well as lesser-known characters. There are weapon cards featuring the Evangelion units and other key armaments, preview cards compiling episode previews, and browsing cards containing various peripheral information such as 4-panel manga and merchandise details. The page highlights key moments depicted on the cards, like Reading in Tears, Asuka's memorable lines, and EVA unit battles. It emphasizes the game as a collector's item and a new form of database for fans to fully immerse themselves in the series, reliving famous scenes and exploring behind-the-scenes content. It's presented as the ultimate item for any Evangelion enthusiast looking to gather and appreciate the series' rich content. This page continues exploring the Neon Genesis Evangelion digital card library for Sega Saturn, diving into the numerous minigames players must master to collect the vast array of digital cards. The game boasts a total of 9 different minigames, each offering a unique challenge, though initially only 2 are available: Man's Battle and Decisive Battle, Tokyo 3. Unlocking more cards expands the selection of playable games. The minigames are diverse, drawing heavily from iconic moments and characters in the anime. For instance, At Least, Like a Penguin, features Pen in a sliding game, where you steer him to collect items while navigating different floor types. Man's Battle challenges your memory and reflexes as you follow flashing lights, reflecting off Gendo Ikari's glasses. Choose the Answer is a trivia game designed for hardcore fans, testing their knowledge of obscure lines and scenes. Other games include Giant Stork Entry, which simulates the perilous magma diver mission with multiple stages, and That Which Man Created, where you control the jet alone trying to stop a berserk EVA unit. There's even a humorous parody game called After Drinking at Night, involving a slot machine to buy beer from Masato, and a sliding puzzle game called The 15th Person Qualified. These varied minigames offer a fun way for fans to engage with the series' world while building their card collection. This page offers a dynamic preview, a follow-up report on the Sega Saturn version of Sega Touring Car Championship, diving into the original elements added and giving a thorough introduction to the first 3 courses available in the game. The article mentions securing a sample room to get a detailed look. It highlights Saturn-exclusive features, including 2 major points. Firstly, there are 2 P color variations for 3 specific car types: the Alfa Romeo 155 V6 Thai, the Opel Calibra V6, and the AMG Mercedes class. The reviewer notes these looks are cool, but it's a shame the Toyota Supra GT doesn't have its own 2P color. Secondly, the page details the 2P split-screen mode, allowing 2 players to race head-to-head. This mode includes adjustable handicaps and highlights rivals visually when they are nearby, ensuring exciting competitive play. The article also compares the game's arcade side and Saturn side championship modes. While the basic rules are the same, the Saturn version is presented as offering a more enjoyable and smooth gameplay experience, with numerous adjustable elements added through options and car setup screens. More game modes unlock as players progress through the championships on both the arcade and Saturn sides, adding replay value. Screenshots show the car selection with 2P colors, the split-screen perspective, and the iconic "You Win and You Lose" screens. There's also a table providing release details, like the date and price. This page takes a closer look at the initial stages of Sega Touring Car Championship, detailing the qualifying heat and the first 3 courses. It emphasizes the importance of the qualifying heat, explaining it uses a signal start and how performance here affects your starting position and strategy for the main race. Screenshots show the intense qualifying countdown, and the competitive starting grid. The article then guides you through the first 3 tracks. Round 1 is the country circuit, a course with relatively gentle corners and a long straight, where mastering the racing line is paramount. Round 2 introduces the Grunwald circuit, a more challenging track marked by significant elevation changes and complex corners that require precise driving techniques like downshifting. The third course, Brick Wall Town, is presented as an advanced, tight city circuit filled with sharp right-angle corners and hairpins, demanding expert technical skill in braking, steering, and acceleration to conquer. The page provides maps and gameplay screenshots for each circuit, offering valuable insights into their layouts and difficulties. This page delves into the world of Shining Force 2i, presenting a Sega dynamic preview that uncovers some of the game's secrets. The core of the coverage is an interview with Hiroyuki Takahashi, the producer behind the celebrated Shining series, who discusses the new challenges and elements introduced in this installment. Shining Force 2 is as highlighted as a game packed with new features, including a unique multi-scenario system, where different perspectives and protagonists weave together a larger narrative. Screenshots showcase the game's 3D environments, featuring locations like a detailed railway station, and demonstrate the strategic battle system with various camera viewpoints available during combat. The game builds upon the series' strategic RPG foundation while incorporating Steam Civilization elements and hints of ancient, powerful entities hinted at through accompanying artwork. The interview touches upon the game's themes, the intertwined scenarios, and the evolution of the strategic battles. This page presents a Sega dynamic preview covering 2 distinct games, Shining the Holy Ark and Sega Greatest 997. For Shining the Holy Ark, new screenshots reveal the game's environments, including a detailed clock tower with a significant tower, suggesting narrative importance or timed events. The battle system is also showcased, contrasting direct attacks with sniper tactics, emphasizing detailed character animations and varied camera angles, building upon the strategic RPG foundation of the Shining Force series. A small box featuring dialogue and the iconic character Yogurt, known as a Mega Drive-era idol from the Shining series, is shown, hinting at fan-favorite inclusions and character interactions. An interview discusses the game's evolution, its control system, and the complex multi-part scenario structure, confirming its connection to the Holy Ark lore and focusing on deep character interaction. Sega Greatest 997's preview focuses on its unique 1997 pennant mode, which simulates the actual 1997 baseball season and incorporates real-life events like player injuries or notable performances, such as the featured story of a player returning from injury. Screenshots demonstrate the game's realistic baseball action, including pitching views, batting stances, and home run celebrations. The game simulates the intense pennant race, allowing players to experience the season's key moments. A simulation result is shown, reflecting the real-life outcome where the Yakult Swallows won the Central League pennant, capturing the drama and realism of the season. This page provides a detailed look at J.League Pro Soccer Club Wotsukuru 2 on the Sega Saturn, the sequel to the popular simulation game that would later evolve into the Football Manager/Worldwide Soccer Manager series. The preview ties the game's release to Japan's intense effort to qualify for the World Cup, urging players to support the national team. The focus is on the significant new features added in this sequel, moving beyond just managing matches to building a comprehensive club experience. Key additions include the ability to select a team captain, which impacts performance and training morale, and customizable jersey numbers for players. Player and supporter interaction is greatly expanded, with sections detailing the importance of a supporters club, conducting fan polls on favorite players or desired improvements, and allowing fans to submit opinions to both the manager and the club. These interactions influence player morale and club management. The article also outlines the game's annual schedule, featuring a variety of events like overseas training camps, preseason matches, J.League tournaments, and special challenge cups against teams from different continents. Screenshots showcase the game's menu interfaces for these new features, player stats, team lineups, and glimpses of the match engine. The preview highlights that the game starts within the J.League structure but promises progression beyond, keeping fans engaged with the depth of club management simulation. This page delves into the details of All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua, highlighting 2 major features, the realistic injury system and the inclusion of Virtua Fighter. 3 characters, Wolf Hawkfield and Jeffrey McWild, define into. The article explains that the game incorporates a detailed injury system where specific body parts can take damage. As damage accumulates in areas like the neck, arms, back, or legs, a danger marker appears. If 2 body parts become injured, the match can be stopped by the referee. This system adds a layer of realism, requiring players to protect vulnerable areas. The game's entrance mode also ties into injuries, potentially affecting future matches and character development. Furthermore, the page excitedly announces that Wolf and Jeffrey from Virtua Fighter 3 are joining the roster, with nearly all of their signature moves ported over. Screenshots showcase the characters in the wrestling ring, demonstrating their unique fighting styles integrated into the game's mechanics. The article teases specific combo sequences for both Wolf and Jeffrey, indicating that players will need to learn new timing and command inputs to execute these powerful moves effectively. The inclusion of these fan-favorite characters from a different genre is presented as a major draw for the game. This page features previews for two upcoming Sega Saturn titles. First is Pro Yaku Tsukuro. Let's make a pro baseball team, which focuses on the detailed training aspects of building a strong baseball team. It explains how players can be developed through various training menus represented by different icons, each targeting specific skills like balanced growth, hitting power, defense, speed, control, stamina, or even recovering from fatigue. The page emphasizes that effective training is key to success. It also highlights a special training camp held in February, offering different locations like Japan and Hawaii with varying costs and results, suggesting it's a period for significant player growth. The second preview covers Sega Ages Memorial Selection Volume 2, the second compilation of classic Sega arcade games. The article expresses excitement for the faithful ports, particularly mentioning the support for vertical screen display, which is crucial for accurately reproducing many arcade originals. It lists the 6 games included: Monaco GP 1979, Starjacker 1983, Doki Doki Penguin Land 1985, Ninja Princess 1985, Samurai 1979, and Sinbad Mystery 1983. The preview suggests these are valuable collector's items that perfectly recreate the arcade atmosphere. This page features an exclusive preview of the simulation game Graduation 2-1 Wedding Bell. The main hook revealed is a scandalous premise where the player character, a teacher, is secretly married to one of their students. The game revolves around managing the lives and studies of 5 female students, aiming to help them graduate successfully, all while maintaining the secrecy of the marriage. Gameplay includes managing student schedules, monitoring their stats and progress, and navigating school events like exams. Screenshots show the interface for these activities and interactions with the students. A section highlights the challenge of balancing your life and the delicate secret while guiding all students. The page also includes a cue and a producer, touching upon the characters' designs and the game's structure. It's confirmed that the characters have a dual nature, appearing as students publicly, but having a private life related to the marriage, and the game features multiple endings depending on the player's choices and success in guiding the students. It's a unique twist on the school simulation genre. This page features an exclusive look at Super GT 24 Hours, a highly anticipated racing game being ported directly from the arcade to the Sega Saturn. The article promises a faithful conversion, capturing the thrill of high-speed GT racing with cars capable of exceeding 300 km per hour. A core mechanic highlighted is the unique damage meter, which visually represents the car's condition. As you scrape rivals or hit walls, this meter changes color. Yellow indicates caution, while red signals severe damage that drastically affects handling and requires an immediate pit stop. Ignoring critical damage will lead to your car breaking down. The Saturn version introduces a significant new feature, the Endurance Race Mode. In this mode, strategic pit stops become crucial, and the article emphasizes the importance of selecting a crew with the right abilities to ensure efficient repairs. The page is filled with dynamic screenshots showing the game's varied tracks, multiple cars, and the heads-up display featuring the speedometer, lap times, and the vital damage meter. There are also vibrant splash images showcasing the game's atmosphere, including a powerful red sports car and scenic trackside views. The game is published by Jaleco and was aiming for a December release. This page dives deeper into Super GT 24 Hours, showcasing the variety players can expect on the Sega Saturn. It highlights the selection of 6 distinct cars, including the 4 faithfully recreated from the arcade version, and 2 brand new, Saturn-exclusive machines, allowing players to pick a vehicle that suits their style. You can even choose between automatic and manual transmission for added control. The focus then shifts to the game's diverse tracks, There's a challenging long course, with difficult turns and significant elevation changes, requiring precise driving. The short course offers a more straightforward layout ideal for beginners, but still features unique sections, like banked corners and tunnels, perfect for high-speed battles. Both courses include variations for left and right turns, increasing replayability and difficulty. Adding to the immersion, the scenery dynamically changes from daytime to night and sunrise as you race, a cool touch that enhances the game's atmosphere. The page features numerous screenshots illustrating different parts of these tracks and gameplay perspectives, giving a clear look at the visual fidelity and track design. This page introduces the Sega Saturn game Binary 1 Furlong Theater, a horse racing simulation based on a popular comic. The core gameplay involves raising, training, and racing horses, with the ultimate goal of conquering Big One races. Starting with initial funds and a single horse, players manage their stable, participate in races to earn prize money, and invest in breeding to create stronger champions. A standout feature is the portrayal of horses with individual personalities. They even talk and offer commentary or opinions. The game enhances realism with voice commentary during races, and includes appearances by numerous famous real-life racehorses. Screenshots display various aspects of the game, from race views and character portraits to stable management and breeding screens. It's presented as a deep simulation experience for horse racing enthusiasts. This page introduces Binary 1 Furlong Theater, a comic-based simulation where players raise unique horses, race to win big ones, and encounter real champions with personality. This page features NEC Interchannel's first original simulation, RPG, Black/Matrix. This tactical RPG plunges players into a dark world where the concepts of good and evil have been twisted and reversed. The gameplay unfolds on isometric maps during both story sequences and battles, offering a strategic, turn-based experience. The graphics are highly detailed, bringing the game's unique atmosphere to life. Combat heavily utilizes powerful black magic attacks and summonings. Character designs are handled by Kyoko Tsuchiya, known for her work on anime like Gall Force. Screenshots highlight the angled perspective maps, intense battle sequences with magical effects, and character portraits during dialogue scenes, including a visually striking church setting filled with unsettling imagery that reflects the game's dark themes. It looks like a promising title exploring mature concepts within the simulation RPG genre. This page delves deeper into the lore and characters of Black/Matrix, elaborating on the world governed by the black-winged race, where the white-winged are enslaved. The core conflict stems from a long-past war between these two races, leading to the white-winged being subjugated and treated as vile by the ruling noble black-winged. The protagonist, Akazel, is a white-winged young man whose life begins as a slave. His journey starts when he encounters a black-winged girl who becomes his master and initially treats him kindly. However, she is imprisoned, and Azel's fight to rescue her begins, challenging the established order. Key characters introduced include Lepropros, a strong man Azazel meets in prison while he was on a mission, and Gaius, a notorious figure from a past conflict who also crosses paths with Azazel. The page also showcases various female character types players will encounter. These range from the significant black-winged character Luca, described as a rival type, to different archetypes illustrated through concept sketches, such as the slightly sexy older sister type, the slightly sharp-tongued younger girl type, and the boyish younger sister type, hinting at the diversity of allies or opponents in the game. This page provides a special report on the Sega Saturn port of Atelier Marie, The Alchemist of Solberg. Originally released on PlayStation, this innovative simulation RPG, known for its unique alchemy system and the charming character designs by Kohime Sakura, is confirmed for a Saturn release. The feature highlights the protagonist, Marlone, known as Marie, a 19-year-old alchemy student notorious for being the worst in her class, and her close friend, Skia Donastaruk. Character profiles include basic information and voice actors. Key selling points for the Saturn version are emphasized, including full voice acting throughout the game, ensuring every line spoken by the expressive characters comes to life. The page also confirms the addition of original events and multiple new endings exclusive to the Saturn release, encouraging fans who played the PlayStation version to experience the expanded content. Screenshots showcase the town map for location selection, Marie's workshop, and a scene of Skia visiting Marie's shop, giving a glimpse into the game's setting and interface. The report suggests this port is shaping up to be the definitive version with its added features. This page delves deeper into the gameplay systems of Atelier Marie, The Alchemist of Solberg on the Sega Saturn. The core objective is graduation within a 5-year time limit, which hinges on managing Marie's workshop and mastering alchemy. The loop begins by taking on requests from the guild or townsfolk to earn money and experience. You'll then need to venture outside the city to gather necessary materials, navigating different locations, and even encountering monsters, for which you can hire adventurers for protection. Back at the workshop, you'll synthesize the requested items using the gathered materials and the game's alchemy system. A minigame is involved in the synthesis process, adding a layer of interaction. The page highlights how earning experience through requests and synthesis, as well as defeating monsters, helps Marie level up, improving her abilities. It also introduces some of the notable adventurers available for hire, including Rouen, Muir, and Kless, each with their own strengths, and mentions that hiring companions is essential for exploring dangerous areas. You can also manage Marie's finances and check her status. The guide emphasizes the importance of understanding the game's mechanics to succeed within the strict time limit. This page gives us a tour of Salberg, the town where Atelier Marie, the Alchemist of Salberg, is set, narrated by Marie herself. We see key locations like the Soaring Eagle Inn, a hub for adventurers, and where you'll find the owner Dinoschenk and take on requests. There's a glimpse of the majestic castle where the king resides, though Marie admits it's not a place she frequents. We also see the weapon shop, run by a formidable old man rumored to be a former adventurer, crucial for equipping yourself before heading out. Finally, the academy is shown, Marie's school where magic originates, featuring the shopkeeper Aura Kyeu, and a library for research. The page also includes an insightful interview with the game's creators, planner Shinichi Yoshike, and character designer Kohime Sakura. They discuss the additional scenarios for the Saturn version, highlighting new events that delve into character emotions and even romance, something they note wasn't a focus initially, but something players seem to desire. They also touch upon character ages, confirming Marie is 19 and Aura is 16 in the game. Lastly, there's coverage of the voice recording session for the Saturn version's new events. Photos show the voice cast, including Haruna Ikezawa, Marie, Tsumugi Osawa, Rouen, Takehito Koyasu, Alice, and Keiichi Sonobe, weapon shop owner, sharing their thoughts and experiences, recording the extra dialogue, bringing the added content to life. This page unveils a new Sega Saturn original title, Dukoku Soshite, an adventure game described as a trap adventure recommended for players 18 and older. The core premise involves the protagonist and several girls being trapped in an abandoned house, where they must solve cleverly laid traps and mysteries to escape and survive. The game promises high-quality visuals with over 32,000 colors and high-resolution CG, complemented by full voice acting for the characters. The stunning character designs and original artwork are handled by Mamoru Yokota. Based on the beautiful art shown, the magazine expresses high anticipation for the game's visuals. One character, Itsumi Hattori, is highlighted, pondering her fate while trapped in the abandoned house. Development was noted as 30% complete as of September 1, 1997, with a target release in February 1998. This page dives deeper into the upcoming game Dukoku Soshite, revealing that the narrative features over 20 distinct last scenes that change based on which of the girls the player focuses on and the choices made. There's an insightful interview with Mamoru Yokota, the key artist and character designer for the game. He discusses his role, the process of creating the original artwork, the time it takes, and his philosophy on character design, emphasizing the importance of not repeating past designs and incorporating client feedback while maintaining his own style. He confirms he does look at past works when designing characters to ensure variety. Regarding the game itself, it's described as having a dark atmosphere, with the scenario adapting as the player interacts with the girls. It's clarified that while it has romantic elements, it's not strictly a dating simulation game. The heroine is mentioned as the girl with red hair. Yokota expresses his dedication to the artwork and hopes players will enjoy the game. The page also features a character file introducing several key figures: Saori Sugimoto, a heroine and classmate; Itsumi Hattori, the protagonist's friend; Chisa Aoki, Itsumi's friend; Norma Wendy, whose details are mysterious; Masaya Shibuta, a young businessman; Kuniaki Kamikawa, a strange old man; and Shinri Sayo, a schoolteacher. Illustrations accompany each character. Finally, there's a campaign offering autographed cell sheets from Mamoru Yokota as a prize for readers who write in. The next page features an in-depth look at the upcoming Shin Megami Tensei. Narrated highlights that the game's release was slightly delayed to implement changes and improvements, focusing on enhancing the overall experience. A key feature discussed is the Demon Negotiation System, a staple of the series. It's revealed that promises made during these conversations are crucial and can impact your ability to fuse or seal demons later. The battle system is shown to feature 3D representations and animations for units. The page also includes a report from the Tokyo Game Show, where attendees could play a pre-release version. The report notes the game's theme of soul reincarnation and its dramatic development. Key improvements highlighted include strategic depth and changes to how demons are handled and added to your party. Additionally, a new character, Mohammed Shorty, is introduced. He is described as a large, intelligent man with a formidable presence. This page offers a preview of the changes and key systems in Shin Megami Tensei Ronde, emphasizing demon negotiation and strategic battles. This page delves into the upcoming RPG, Madu Monogatari, revealing its first screenshots and featuring comments from the development director. The focus is on how Compile is handling this beloved title. The game features an orthodox command-based battle system with unique twists, utilizing commands like attack, magic, recovery, and action. The system aims to be simple for newcomers, while offering strategic depth. A major development theme is reducing load times to near zero, aiming for the shortest possible waits by preloading data and minimizing access times. Character design and animation are highlighted, showcasing detailed sprites with various patterns for field and battle sequences. Characters like Arle, Rulu, and Scherzo are shown with reactive animations and different sizes, emphasizing the goal of making them move frequently and expressively. There's also mention of a bonus game, an Omake game, which is planned as a surprising shoot-'em-up featuring Madu characters. Finally, a section covers the game's anime production, noting that it's being created entirely using CG and detailing the process of turning sketches into final visuals. Screenshots display battle scenes, field maps, character models, and anime concept art. This page introduces Arcana Strikes, a tactical card game developed by Takara and Red Company, bringing digital card gaming to the Sega Saturn. The core objective is to collect legendary Arcana cards scattered throughout the game world and use them in strategic battles that blend RPG mechanics with card play. Players build a deck of up to 24 cards and engage in battles where card selection is paramount. The game boasts over 300 different card types, including Arcana cards, which are rare and powerful, Might cards for offensive magic, Change cards that alter the battlefield terrain, and monster cards to summon allies. Screenshots showcase the turn-based battle system, card interface, and detailed character and monster sprites. The game also highlights a section on its music production, featuring contributions from notable artists like Takashi Asano of the Alfie and the Unit Skirt, produced by Toshihiko Takamizawa. This level of detail for the audio side suggests a focus on presentation beyond just the gameplay mechanics. The game promises a deep battle system and the excitement of collecting a vast array of cards. This page unveils DJ Wars, a unique rhythm and music game for the Saturn that pushes the console's capabilities. The headline teases groundbreaking features, and the main focus is a revolutionary function: the ability to swap out seeds during gameplay and use your own music for DJ play. This is described as an incredibly surprising and powerful feature, allowing endless variation by mixing your personal music library with the game's 50 original tracks. Beyond this innovative CD mixing, the game offers a studio mode focused solely on DJ play, bypassing the RPG elements. Players can create mixes, save them, and even record them to share, offering many ways to enjoy the game. Screenshots show the DJ interface, track selection, and mix editing screens. The page also previews the CG movies featuring the main characters, highlighting a cool opening sequence set to a track by DJ John Robinson. Character designs are shown, including the dreamy olive girl, Yuhi. An interesting section details the image character audition held for the game, introducing the 3 winners who will represent Yuhi, adding a unique real-world connection to the game's presentation. The article emphasizes the excitement of DJ battles, where skilled mixing makes the audience dance and get wild. This page presents Falcom Classics for the Sega Saturn, bringing 3 legendary RPG titles back to life: Dragon Slayer, Xanadu, and YS. This is a deluxe package containing all 3 acclaimed works from Falcom. The game features fully renewed graphics and BGM, offering a fresh experience. Players can choose between the original modes and Saturn modes for all 3 titles, providing 2 ways to enjoy the collection on one disc. Dragon Slayer is highlighted as the root of the series that shaped the direction of Japanese RPGs, an epoch-making masterpiece. Xanadu is described as a massive hit on PC, an early work from the golden age of RPGs, featuring a side-view action RPG style with over 80 enemy types. Wise is presented as a masterpiece action RPG that created a sensation with its theme of kindness, known for its vast world, charming characters, and exciting scenarios. The release is scheduled for November 6th, with pre-orders currently accepted. There's a limited edition available with bonus discs containing voice drama, movies, and character illustrations. A special promotion offers a chance to win a figurine of Goddess Fina from YS. The page features prominent character art likely from YS, alongside screenshots from the 3 games. This page features an advertisement for the Sega Saturn game, Bluebreaker, a romance role-playing game. The page showcases a large illustration of the game's anime-style characters, including the main protagonist, and several female characters, emphasizing the romance aspect. The title, Bluebreaker, is prominently displayed alongside the tagline, "More than a sword, a smile." The advertisement highlights the game's release date of October 2nd, noting that it is 2 weeks away. It also promotes that the initial run of the game will come with a super luxurious bonus. The overall feel suggests a classic JRPG adventure focusing on character relationships and personal growth. This page presents a split advertisement for 2 distinct Sega Saturn games. On the left, we have Pachislo Perfect Guide, Universal Collection Yuko 97, a simulation title that brings the experience of playing popular Universal Pachislo slot machines into your home. It displays several different virtual slot machines and features various cartoon characters associated with the developer's arcade hits. This game is set to release on September 18, 1997, priced at 6,800 yen, catering to fans who enjoy virtual gambling simulations. The right side promotes Legend of the Galactic Heroes Plus, a tactical simulation game based on the celebrated space opera anime and novels. The artwork depicts prominent characters from the series and impressive spacecraft, highlighting the game's strategic depth, enhanced visuals using polygon CG, and a large cast of 36 voice actors. This highly anticipated title is scheduled for an October 23, 1997 release, priced at 5,800 yen, and mentions simultaneous releases of a guidebook and related video. This page features a prominent section dedicated to Hayao Miyazaki's acclaimed film, Princess Mononoke. The left side showcases a large image of the main characters, San and Moro, alongside text promoting the movie as a major hit and discussing its themes of the battle between forest spirits and humans. Below the main feature, there are announcements for a series of related publications hitting the market, including The Art of Princess Mononoke, film comics, an anime book, and a romantic album, providing fans with various ways to delve deeper into the film's world. The right side of the page contains several advertisements. The top section promotes Yaku Ken Special, an adult game featuring 12 beautiful women in a strip game format, explicitly stating it is prohibited for those under 18. Below this is an advert for Haunted Casino, described as an adult RPG casino game with explicit content and restricted to players 18 and over, featuring suggestive artwork and promising a dangerous experience. Finally, the bottom right advert promotes Alubaito Club and St. Paulia Girls Academy, another adult game release featuring various women, also strictly for players aged 18 and above. This page features a split layout. The left side showcases Mahjong Gakuensai, a mahjong game where players photograph attractive women, students, teachers, professionals, by winning matches. Character portraits and a group shot are included, with details like names, Sawako Hayami, Makoto Aquino, ages, and blood types. A limited edition includes a CD, special cards, and a telecard lottery. Release is slated for November 6, 1997, by Make Software, 18+. The right side, News Dynamite, details Sega Saturn news, specifically the Top Skater Area Tournament and the National Final, Stunt Trackers Trophy, held at Club Harlem in Shibuya. The report covers the competitive atmosphere, large crowds, free entry, and drinks, and includes photos of players and the venue map. It highlights the vibrant competitive gaming scene surrounding Saturn titles. This page is a pre-printed submission postcard for Saturn Fan Magazine, specifically for issue number 18. It's addressed to Tim, located at 1116 Higashi Shimbashi, Minatoku, Tokyo, which is the magazine's address. The postcard is designed to simplify the submission process for readers. It includes sections for different types of contributions under the umbrella title, Kingdom of Saturn. Readers can submit content for the game scoreboard, the Cornhead Club, or other specified categories by marking the relevant section. There are fields for personal information, such as address, name, phone number, pen name, and age. A note explains that any type of submission, including letters and illustrations, is welcome, and reminds the reader to circle the desired category. The layout is split by a cut line, with the left side seemingly for writing the submission content. This page features a variety of Sega Saturn-related content. There's coverage of a sentimental graffiti summer concert, showing the cast performing live, highlighting the series' popularity beyond just the game. A campaign promotes buying Evangelion digital cards to get a bonus postcard set, a common cross-promotion tactic at the time. The page also touches on industry topics, reporting on associations like SEGA and ACCS, giving their views on the used software market. Arcade features include a new Aura Photography Club and an ambitious nationwide audition starting in arcades, aiming to find new talent. The main pickup section highlights various new releases and media. It covers a video chronicling a Java T battle tournament between Ladies Class and King of Kings, an official guide for the classic anime Gunbuster on LD, and the original soundtrack for Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, a must-have for fans of that intense crossover fighter. There are also book releases, including a novelization for Sentimental Graffiti and strategy guides for Moon Cradle and Langrisser IV, essential reading for players diving deep into those RPG worlds. Finally, there's a giveaway section offering cool merchandise, like a Sega t-shirt, a Steep Slope Sliders watch, and a Bomberman item. The page concludes with a list of winners from previous magazine giveaways. This page delves into the world of Sega Saturn rankings, pulling data from both actual sales and reader feedback. The Saturn sales ranking section covers 2 weeks in August, highlighting that Virus took the top spot for the first time in a month, a significant event for a new Saturn original title at the time. The list shows the weekly performance of various games like Black's Matrix and Langrisser IV. The pre-popularity ranking, based on games featured in the magazine's Especially section, shows titles generating buzz. Grandia is noted as performing well here, alongside other anticipated releases like Sakura Wars 2 and Super Robot Wars F. This ranking gives insight into what readers were excited about. Finally, the Migration Hope ranking reveals which games fans most wanted to see ported to the Saturn. The top 3 desired titles remained consistent, showing strong demand. The accompanying text discusses the difficulty of porting certain genres, like shooting games, but notes titles like Gadarius are still highly desired. There's also a small piece discussing the possibility of a sequel for the beloved strategy title, Dragon Force. This page presents the Ranking Street Reader Ranking and Game Reviews section, showcasing how players felt about recent releases. The main focus is a table listing games based on reader surveys, indicating their rank, publisher, release date, price, total score, and previous ranking. This ranking captures reader sentiment on recent releases, providing a different perspective from sales data. The top-ranked game is Langrisser IV, with Resident Evil coming in second, followed by Slayers Royal and Mega Man X4. Below the table, detailed sections are dedicated to the top-ranked games. These sections provide release information, genre, player count, and break down reader feedback into Sweet Whispers, positive comments, and Bitter Whispers, negative comments. For example, the commentary on Langrisser IV touches on its scenario and system, while the Resident Evil reviews discuss ports, graphics, and the gameplay experience. These sections also include a brief message directly from the game developers. A reader survey ranks video games from 3rd to 7th. Slayers Royal, 3rd, received praise for its story and characters, but some found the battle system simple or the game too short. Mega Man X4, 4th, was lauded for its graphics and playstyles, though difficulty spikes and level design were criticized. Buken Katsugeki Monomono, 5th, was well received for its item collection and animations, with few complaints. Last Bronx, 6th, a 3D fighter, was appreciated for its mechanics and character designs, but suffered from camera and graphical issues. The Game of Life 2, 7th, was criticized for deviating from its core concept, despite its variety. Developers responded to feedback across the board, acknowledging issues and expressing gratitude for player input. This page continues the Reader Survey ranking, covering games from 8th to 14th place on the ranking street. At number 8 is Furukawami Yonku Super Factory, a simulation game focused on building mini 4WD cars, with readers appreciating the detailed customization options despite some complexity. Coming in at 9th is Angel Graffiti Yas, a profile-building simulation game with mixed reviews, some enjoying the character interactions, while others found the pacing slow. Ranked 10th is Nightruth Explanation of the Paranormal No. 3, an adventure game praised for its anime presentation and voice acting, though some felt the gameplay was too linear. At 11th, Go 2 Professional is a Go simulation game, with feedback noting graphical improvements over previous titles, but still finding the AI beatable at easier levels. The 12th spot goes to Kaitu Saint Tail, an adventure game based on the anime. Fans found the content lacking despite it being a collector's item. Voice Fantasia takes 13th place, an adventure game where players expected more focus on voice acting but were disappointed. Finally, Gekitotsu Koshien, a high school baseball simulation, ranks 14th, receiving positive feedback on its atmosphere and core gameplay. The page also includes a section on game criticism contributions, inviting readers to send in reviews for a chance to win prizes, and a small bonus critique section mentioning games like Darkseid 2 and Kochikame Nakagawa Race. This page delivers breaking news on the highly anticipated mecha crossover title, Super Robot Wars F. An emergency press conference revealed that due to its scope, the game will be released as two separate titles: the initial Super Robot Wars F, and a follow-up, Super Robot Wars F Complete Edition, with the latter scheduled for release this winter. This is a significant development, ensuring fans get the full, epic story. The page features a prominent image of Evangelion Unit 01, one of the many iconic robots appearing in the game. A brief table confirms Super Robot Wars F is a simulation RPG set to launch on September 25th. Additionally, the page dedicates space to promoting the Tokyo and Osaka game designer schools, announcing ongoing school tours, and celebrating successful female graduates from their programs. This page continues the deep dive into Super Robot Wars FAQ, focusing on why the game is split into two parts and what players can expect from each. It explains that both F and Complete Edition share the same world and timeline, continuing the story directly from Super Robot Wars 4, featuring battles against the Ideon and guest forces. Crucially, clear save data from F can be transferred to Complete Edition, allowing players to carry over their upgraded units and character parameters, which can be leveled up to 5 stages. The scale is emphasized, with F featuring 50 episodes and Complete Edition potentially adding around 70 more, bringing the total scenario count to a massive 110 episodes, double the previous game. Scenario branching exists, with major choices impacting the path and largely carrying over to the second game. New characters appearing in Complete Edition are also mentioned, including the legendary Ideon and Gunbuster. Players will be happy to know the fan-favorite karaoke mode returns in Complete Edition, featuring Super Robot Wars theme songs with synced lyrics. Developer interviews explain the sheer volume of content necessitated the two-part release, promising the largest entry in the series yet. The page features various screenshots showcasing gameplay, the upgrade system, character portraits like Bright and Sayaka, and a prominent image of Gunbuster. Super Robot Wars F's early chapters are detailed, focusing on the London Bell Fleet's expansion and branching storylines. The page previews key events leading up to Chapter 14, including specific scenarios like Hiro Yui and Relena Peacecraft's introduction, battles against Troa Barton and the Poseidon Army, and the activation of Evangelion Unit 01. The real robot and super robot paths diverge, then converge in shared scenarios. Screenshots showcase gameplay, battle animations, and character portraits, highlighting the unique experiences based on the player's choices and the eventual crossover of different series. This page continues the detailed look at the scenarios in Super Robot Wars F. Chapters 9 through 13 are explored, covering common paths shared by both real and super robot routes. Key events include the debut of Asuka and Evangelion Unit 02, fierce battles against the Poseidon forces, and the return of the Angels. Players will also encounter difficulties with Combattler V's combination, and meet Xiao Zama and Cham Fao from Aura Battler Dunbine. The scenarios then diverge at Chapter 14. Players choose between rescuing Goraison, which leads to a common scenario, or rescuing Grand Galan, splitting the game back into Super Robot and Real Robot paths. The Super Robot path involves confronting Drake and the formidable Devil Gundam. Meanwhile, the real robot path also features the Devil Gundam's appearance, introducing Doman and Kyoji Kashu from Mobile Fighter Bug Gundam into the conflict. The screenshots showcase key moments, character portraits, and intense battle animations from these critical chapters. This page continues the report on the Burning Robination live concert held at Akasaka Blitz on August 17th. This event brought together legendary singers like Ichiro Mizuki, Mitsuko Hori, Hironobu Kageyama, and Mio, all iconic voices behind countless robot anime anthems that resonate deeply with fans, especially those familiar with the Super Robot Wars series. The article captures the explosive energy of the concert, describing the passionate performances and the roaring enthusiasm of the audience. Photos show the artists commanding the stage, connecting with the crowd, and even feature impressive stage props like a soaring hover pillar. The atmosphere is portrayed as an absolute festival for robot anime aficionados. Ichiro Mizuki shares his heartfelt thoughts, emphasizing the camaraderie among the performers and the enduring power of Japanese animation songs to connect people across generations. The setlist was packed with classic hits, including fan favorites like Mazinger Z, Getter Robo, and even the powerful theme from Evangelion, ensuring a night filled with nostalgia and excitement. This report truly conveys the spirit of a community celebrating the music that defines their passion. This page dives deep into the mechanics of Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers, specifically focusing on the innovative install system and the various soft programs you can utilize. The core of this system revolves around the GUMP, the protagonist's handheld device, into which you can install these soft programs to gain helpful effects during your adventure. The article highlights a range of different soft types, each offering a unique benefit, from revealing enemy locations graphically, like enemy sonar, to displaying needed experience for level up, pump box, or even providing automated support in battle, Nightingalers. The system has a memory limitation, requiring strategic choices about which soft to equip. Beyond the install system, the page also shows off improvements to the game's visuals and navigation. The 3D dungeons now feature elements like escalators, making exploration more dynamic. The 2D field map is also enhanced, clearly showing the locations of shops and important buildings, making getting around the city much easier. Overall, these features add significant depth to both dungeon crawling and overall progression in Soul Hackers. Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers' updated systems are detailed. New shops, like the soft shop and bar, are introduced. The weapon shop now visually compares new equipment to existing gear. The 2D's 3D command mode features key commands for party management: item, magic, comp, move, equip, status config, quit, with comp focusing on demon interaction, summoning, trading, and fusion. The auto map in 3D areas is explained, along with recovery and terminal facilities. Saving is possible, temporarily or permanently. The character status screen now clearly displays status effects, with text descriptions. Devil Analyze allows detailed demon examination. These systems create a comprehensive player interface. This page introduces several key elements from Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers. The left side focuses on demons, featuring commentary from character designer Kazuma Kaneko. 6 distinct demons are presented: Seiren, Biale, Skogsra, McCoy, Rangda, and Fafnir, each with unique designs and brief descriptions hinting at their origins or traits. The right side shifts focus to human characters central to the story. 3 individuals are highlighted: 6, described as a competitive weapon enthusiast; Yuichi, a newcomer referred to as new half-human; and Kadokura, the young president of Argon Soft. An image of a large trailer truck is shown, identified as the active base for the players group, the Spookies. Finally, a section titled Game Show Experience Diary provides impressions from playing the game at the Tokyo Game Show. The author comments on the demo, highlighting the game's improved systems and depth, including demon fusion, exploration, and combat. Screenshots accompany this section, showcasing a battle scene and another character interaction. The overall tone suggests a positive outlook on the game based on the demo experience. This page dives into the urban adventure game, Machi, revealing 3 more of its 8 protagonists and detailing 2 key gameplay systems. Releasing in October on 2 discs, Machi is shaping up to be a sprawling narrative. The page introduces 4 characters here: Fujita Masashi, an ordinary student entangled with a local gang; Takamine Takashi, a skilled martial artist from the French Foreign Legion searching for peace; Tobisawa Yohei, the school hero whose life takes a sudden turn, and Amemiya Keima, an otaku detective hot on the trail of a bomber in Shibuya. Each character offers a unique perspective on the unfolding events. Crucially, the page explains the Zap and Tip systems. Zap allows players to instantly switch control to a different protagonist when their paths intersect in the story, creating interconnected scenarios and showing events from multiple angles. Tip highlights important words or phrases in the dialogue, providing annotations with background information, definitions, or contextual clues, enriching the player's understanding of the world and its mysteries. Screenshots showcase character portraits, street scenes, and the bombing screen, hinting at the thrilling plotlines players will uncover. This page continues the exploration of the urban adventure game Mashi, highlighting 4 more of its diverse protagonists and further detailing its unique gameplay mechanics. The page introduces Ushio Masami, an ex-yakuza now working at a jewelry store, Mabuchi Jintaro, an actor who frequently plays yakuza roles and gets caught up in real-life trouble, Hosoi Yoshiko, a young woman embarking on a drastic diet, and Ichikawa Fumiyasu, a writer plagued by disturbing visions. Their profiles hint at the dramatic situations they will face. Beyond the character introductions, the page elaborates on the Zap system, reminding players they can switch perspectives at story intersections. It contrasts this with a normal protagonist switching system and explains the critical concept of the lock end. These are negative outcomes that halt a character's progress, often triggered by specific actions or failures. To overcome a lock end, players must utilize the Zap system to switch to another character, find an alternative path, or resolve an issue elsewhere in the timeline, demonstrating the deep interconnectedness of the narrative. Various screenshots throughout the street section illustrate potential lock-end scenarios and the branching paths players must navigate. This system adds a layer of consequence and puzzle solving, forcing players to consider the wider impact of each character's journey. This page shifts focus to the simulation game Sentimental Graffiti, highlighting its core premise of traveling across Japan to reunite with 12 girls encountered during the protagonist's past transfers. The game centers around managing travel plans and schedules to meet these heroines in their respective cities, building relationships through conversations and dates. Various transportation methods are available, from airplanes and special express trains for faster but more expensive travel, to ferries and even hitchhiking, offering cheaper but slower options. The page previews the scheduling system, showing how players will need to plan their journeys efficiently using a calendar view. Screenshots showcase the travel map, a calendar for planning dates and trips, and glimpses of city exploration and character interactions, emphasizing the blend of travel simulation and romantic adventure gameplay. This page of Sentimental Graffiti dives into character interactions, moving beyond travel mechanics. Players reconnect with specific heroines like Honoka Sawatari, energetic, Yuko Anjo, nostalgic, Miru Nagakura, relaxed, and Asuka Hoshino, vibrant. Screenshots depict their personalities through various scenarios, including reunions, dates, and visits to familiar locations. The page emphasizes the personal connections and relationship building alongside the game's travel simulation, showcasing the sentimental and romantic atmosphere as players aim to connect with all 12 past characters. This page of Sentimental Graffiti dives into interactions with more of the heroines. We meet Yuki Hosaka, who seems to be contemplating her future and challenging herself, and Rika Yamamoto, encountered again after some time near a convenience store, bringing back nostalgic memories. The page also features Manami Sugihara, described as having a mysterious charm and encountered unexpectedly, and Yunan, a girl met at a bus stop who seems linked by fate. Further down, we see Wakana Ayasaki in a traditional Kyoto setting, participating in a festival, and Kaho Mori, helping out at her family's okonomiyaki restaurant, and even shown in a tennis outfit. Finally, the page introduces Aki Endo, met at a concert hall and near a place called the Heartstone, and Chi Matsuoka, depicted performing dynamically at a live music venue and also seen in a festive setting. The focus remains on meaningful reunions and exploring the girls' personalities and backstories. This page introduces the game Friends, highlighting its ambitious challenge of implementing high-resolution 640 by 224 one-shot anime on the Sega Saturn. The main visual features a striking illustration of a male and female character in a close, intimate pose, capturing a moment of shining youth, as the subtitle suggests. Friends is an adventure game developed by Stack and published by NEC Interchannel, aimed at a mature audience recommended for ages 18 and up. It is currently 30% complete. A section dedicated to a production staff interview reveals insights into porting the game. The developers are focused on utilizing the Saturn's high-resolution mode, which is standard for visual adventure titles, to incorporate anime sequences. They discuss the technical hurdles of achieving this, including balancing image quality, compression, and animation smoothness, aiming for around 4 frames. A key concern is ensuring the animation complements, rather than detracts from the original beautiful artwork. Illustrations of 2 other characters are shown, emphasizing the goal of adding at least 1 anime cut for each character, provided the technical and artistic challenges can be overcome. This page focuses on adapting the adventure game Friends for the Sega Saturn console, detailing the efforts to tailor the experience for a gamepad and consumer platform. It highlights the move away from the Cypack's mouse-based icon-clicking interface to a smoother, more intuitive controller operation. The developers are also addressing criticisms of the original Dukyusei PC version, such as its high difficulty and lack of map hints, by making character locations clear and indicating areas where events occur. The scenario's complex timeline is being reconstructed for better clarity, although visually representing time changes proves challenging. Graphics are nearing completion, with attempts made to incorporate limited eye and mouth movements into the original beautiful character art, while prioritizing overall visual harmony. The page features illustrations of the main characters, screenshots from the game including a tennis court scene, and photos of the development staff discussing the porting process and their goals for the Saturn version. This page provides a visual tour of key locations within the game Friends, set in the Hoshifurusato Kugen area. It highlights various spots like the amusement park, the Eagle Nest Bar, the Hoshifurusato Ranch, the Blue Forest Pension, the tennis court, and even a mysterious lake, showcasing the diverse settings players will explore. The right side features an art gallery dedicated to the game's illustrator, Tonoru Mizutani. It presents original sketches and colored illustrations, demonstrating the incredible detail and expressiveness of the character art and how faithfully it has been brought to life in the Sega Saturn version. Featured pieces include a lively illustration of the tennis club members celebrating, a sketch from a date scene, a poignant moment in a dark cave, and a notable illustration depicting a first kiss, underscoring the game's focus on character interaction and narrative depth. This page dives into the world of Silhouette Mirage, offering a comprehensive guide to its basic combat mechanics and strategies for tackling enemies in the initial areas. It highlights the game's unique dual attribute system, spirit and physical, explaining how damaging an enemy's spirit gauge prevents them from using ranged attacks and makes them vulnerable for money extraction, while physical damage is needed to defeat them. The guide emphasizes the crucial role of money, detailing how to extract it from enemies once their spirit is depleted, and discussing strategies for farming money from both common foes, Zako, and bosses. It also covers handling large groups of Zako, recommending tactics like jumping and throwing them to clear crowds. There's a section on gaining big money by holding the grab button longer after catching an enemy, leading to larger payouts. The page features screenshots illustrating these concepts, showing Shikina interacting with various enemies and environments. It also includes an editor's recommended parasites section, suggesting specific parasite abilities like Rasty for close-range combat focus, or Gluttony for long-range laser attacks, tailored to different playstyles. The focus here is clearly on mastering the game's distinct mechanics to progress effectively. This page continues the comprehensive guide to Silhouette Mirage, detailing strategies for tackling the game's challenges across areas 1 through 4. It breaks down each area, introducing the common enemies and highlighting specific bosses, providing crucial tips for overcoming them. You'll find tactical advice for early enemies like Korb and Tybor, and detailed breakdowns for bosses like Gregory, who pilots a challenging machine that's best pulled down, and Morknight, who manipulates space and summons enemies, requiring focus on spirit damage. The guide also covers formidable foes like Praxis, a power fighter, and Goliath, advising caution against their strong attacks, especially at close range, where grabs are frequent. Further into the game, you'll encounter Dynamos, a boss with 2 attributes that requires attacking its tendrils for damage, and Poweru, known for powerful charge attacks and long-range capabilities. The page also introduces unique boss encounters, such as Malakim 05, which mirrors your attribute, necessitating preparation with long-range parasites, and Fausts, who attacks using deceptive shadows. Special challenges like the gambler boss Sarah, where success can depend on a slot machine mechanic, and the final Area 4 showdowns against Delilah and Mr. Gourmet are also covered, emphasizing the importance of attribute matching and reflection. The guide consistently stresses the strategic use of the game's core attribute system and proper parasite usage to succeed. This page delves into the mystery of desire, providing a comprehensive guide for the first day of the AL chapter. The guide details the essential actions players should take as AL to navigate the research facility and uncover its secrets. You'll find a step-by-step walkthrough covering key locations and interactions on day 1, such as meeting Sylvia at the hangar and beach, talking with Raiko, helping Tina, obtaining data from Marthena's terminal in the professor's room, and encounters with Christina and Elena. The guide also explains how to obtain an Ictoid card in your own room. Featured screenshots showcase characters like Tina, Sherry, Kyle, Al, Makoto, and Christina, offering visual context to the events. The page also includes a simple map of the Desire facility, illustrating the interconnected locations and the movement ranges for both Al and Makoto, highlighting how the player's perspective shifts between the two characters later in the game. It emphasizes the importance of exploring and interacting with characters to advance the story. This page continues the guide for Desire, focusing on the events of Day 2 and Day 3 in the AL chapter. It details the tragic developments that unfold, including Sylvia grappling with her feelings, the sudden disappearance of Tina, and a mysterious tragedy involving Raiko. Key plot points covered involve Marthena making a problematic statement, uncovering Kazumi's surprising true intentions, a sudden confession from Sherry, and suspicion surrounding the hangar explosion. The page provides a breakdown of actions the player takes as Al on both days, navigating various locations within the research facility, and interacting with characters like Sylvia, Tina, Raiko, Marthena, Christina, Kazumi, Kyle, and Sherry. Screenshots illustrate these pivotal moments, showing characters in dramatic scenes related to the unfolding mystery and personal relationships. The narrative highlights the deepening plot and the complex web of relationships between the characters as the player progresses through these crucial days. This page dives into the Desire saga, shifting perspective to Makoto's Day 1 and continuing Al's story. Here, we see mysteries that were unclear in Al's chapter begin to unravel. The left side outlines Makoto's actions during her first day, moving through the facility and interacting with various characters. Key events are shown in screenshots, including Makoto finally encountering Al, only for Tina to cause chows. There's a moment where Raiko steps in, conducting an emergency rehearsal with Makoto in her room. Later, the narrative shifts back to the research facility at night, where Makoto discovers Tina has somehow snuck in. The most dramatic turn comes when Makoto finds Al with Chris, followed by an encounter with Kyle at the beach, where he uses hypnosis on Makoto, leading to a kiss. On the right, the Conehead Club column offers staff or reader insights. Topics range from trying real-life skateboarding after playing games like Top Skater, discussing the depth of adventure games like Eve Burst Error, reflections on exercise habits, and personal anecdotes about reading magazines or encountering specific media. It's a mix of gaming thoughts and everyday life. Finally, the Mandigos section presents a small comic strip, featuring characters in a lighthearted scene potentially referencing games or daily life, with mentions of locations like Hiroshima. This page features an illustration gallery showcasing fan and staff art for popular games like Groove Fight, Dead or Alive, focusing on Kasumi, Princess Crown, Cyberbots, Baroque, Desire, and Albert Odyssey, highlighting character designs and moments. The Kids Hope section contains reader feedback, with some expressing disappointment about major developers releasing titles on competitor consoles like PlayStation, and wishing for more ports of games like Capcom Fighters or Bandai titles to the Saturn, while others hope for specific Nintendo 64 games like Yoshi's Story. There's also a wish for a port of the Yamato SS game. In my personal favorite game, readers praise the bullet hell shooting and drift mechanics of the game Batugan, likely Batten Kaitos, and the deep story and deduction elements of the visual novel Eve, likely Eve Burst Error, recommending them for new players. The Voices Desiring Ports section gathers requests for arcade hits like The House of the Dead, and fighting games such as King of Fighters 97 to be ported to the Saturn, along with wishes for various Super Famicom titles, citing a desire for the console to capture the atmosphere of those classic games and music. Finally, the page includes a small section highlighting new contributors with illustrations for Magic Knight Ray Earth and Langrisser, and brief general messages in the Conehead Club. This page features the We Are Supporters section, a vibrant corner for fans to share their passion through illustrations and comments about their favorite game characters. You'll find dedicated areas showcasing reader art for classic titles like Neon Genesis Evangelion, with comments on characters such as Rei and Shinji. The Tokimeki Memorial section features charming illustrations and mentions of character appeal and even cosplay. A look at the 88 Academy classmates highlights reader experiences with the series, comparing different versions and noting favorite characters. Dragon Force is celebrated with fan art for characters like Jumaneon and Tillis, reflecting its popularity. Sega AM Division games get their spotlight in the Sega AM Freaks section, featuring illustrations of iconic characters like Sonic the Hedgehog and impressive art from the Panzer Dragoon and Virtua Fighter series. The beloved Sakura Wars series is featured with fan art of characters like Maria and Sakura, reflecting the game's unique style. Fans of the Darkstalkers series can find illustrations of characters such as Morrigan and Jida in the Vampire Groovy section, with notes on character designs and the Saturn release. Finally, the Reader Q&A touches on various fan thoughts and questions about games like Da Heart and even Burst Error, alongside personal anecdotes. There's also a brief note on submission guidelines for contributing to the magazine. This page presents the Real-Time Game Ranking, a reader-voted popularity chart based on votes collected in August. The ranking methodology weights votes to determine a total score and calculates a positive rating percentage for each game. The top spot is held by Sakura Wars, showcasing its significant popularity with a very high positive rating. Following closely are Tokimeki Memorial, Even Burst Error, and Tokimeki Memorial Classmates, indicating a strong showing for simulation and visual novel genres among readers. Langrisser 2 also ranks highly. The extensive table lists many other titles across various genres, reflecting the diverse tastes of the readers. Games like Street Fighter Zero and Resident Evil appear further down the list, but still have considerable numbers of votes and positive ratings. The rankings include a mix of new releases and established hits, with commentary suggesting that popular games tend to gather more votes, while sometimes older or niche titles might have fewer votes, but passionate support reflected in high positive ratings. Overall, the page provides a snapshot of what Sega Saturn fans were enjoying and rating highly at this time. This page presents a reader survey and prize giveaway, offering 50 Sega Saturn software titles to those who participate. The survey asks readers about their background, media habits, consoles owned, games they own and want to buy, and their opinions on the magazine's articles, including which ones they found interesting or boring, and their preferences for future content and upcoming Saturn games. Readers can apply by filling out a survey postcard and sending it in by late September. The page also details the criteria used for evaluating games, such as character movement, music, overall enjoyment, playability, how addictive or memorable a game is, and its originality. Several tables list the articles in this issue, other magazines, different game consoles, and an extensive list of Sega Saturn games scheduled for release after September 11, 1997. The highlight for many readers would be the list of 10 specific Sega Saturn games being offered as prizes. These include titles like J.League Pro Soccer Club 2, All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua, Sega Ages Memorial Selection Volume 2, the RPG Ronde, the fighting games Asuka 120% Limited and Dead or Alive, Super Robot Wars F, Chaos Seed, DJ Wars, and Oshibari Hami Extra. These prizes showcase a variety of genres, reflecting the diverse content covered by the magazine. The page concludes with detailed instructions on how to correctly fill out the survey postcard. This page provides a comprehensive list of Sega Saturn software titles that were available for purchase up to September 4, 1997, categorized by genre for easy reference. This page reveals the results of the Japan Game of the Year 1997 awards, as voted by users. Square's Final Fantasy V2 and Sega/Red Company's Sakura Taisen absolutely dominated, taking the top spots. Final Fantasy V2 won the Grand Prix with a massive vote count, while Sakura Taisen was the runner-up, the quasi-Grand Prix winner, also receiving significant support. The ranking shows a mix of titles across platforms, including Super Mario 64 and Mario Kart 64 for the N64, and other beloved games like Tokimeki Memorial, Even Burst Error, Arc the Lad 2, Megami Tensei, Persona, and Nights into Dreams, making the top 10. Sakura Taisen also received strong support across specific categories like visual and sound. The page also features reader feedback from postcards, with users sharing their thoughts on games and the magazine's articles, praising some and critiquing others. There are photos from the award ceremony, showing the developers receiving the accolades, including the creator of Sakura Taisen, Oji Hiroi, who shares his thoughts on the game's success and his personal connection to its creation. The page highlights the passion of the readers and celebrates the best games as chosen by the fans. This page is a mail-in form from Saturn Fan Magazine, designed for reader participation in a gift giveaway and potentially providing feedback on games. The left side is a survey section asking for personal information such as school, grade, age, and gender, along with numbered fields likely for ranking desired gifts or game preferences from this issue. The right side serves as the postcard to be mailed, addressed to the Saturn Fan Magazine's Reader Present application section in Tokyo. It includes standard fields for the reader's address, name, and phone number. A notable feature is the game score table, where readers can presumably record achievements or give feedback on specific Sega Saturn titles. The games listed are Wiz, Those Who Hunt Elves Hanafuda Chapter, a game based on the Kochikame series titled Nakagawa Landai Race, Darkseed 2, Finalist, and Piralira, part of the Arcade Gears series. This form is a direct way for readers to engage with the magazine's content, similar to the reader feedback highlighted on the previous page. The next page continues the report on Chaos Seed, focusing this time on the introductory Scenario 1 and delving into the main character's actions during combat. It highlights how the first scenario serves as a great entry point, acting as a tutorial on raising creatures and battle tactics. The page details the protagonist's close-quarters combat techniques, such as kicks and smashes, explaining how direction and button presses combine for various actions. It also summarizes different attack types, like scroll attack, small attack, medium attack, and large attack, noting their power, speed, and range. For example, the large attack is described as powerful despite complex controls. Further into the scenario, the report shows finding special items in a cave, encountering creatures known as Senju who aid the journey, and learning about the game's unique world mechanics, particularly the concept of world structure based on Feng Shui principles. The journey progresses, with the protagonist saying farewell to companions and undertaking trials, leading to their growth as a disciple. The page visually guides the reader through these early steps, with various screenshots showcasing exploration, combat, and dialogue scenes. There's also a brief section about a game show-related gift giveaway for posters and art books. The next page features Episode 6 of the humorous manga adaptation of Chaos Seed, continuing the story of the protagonist and the master. The comic focuses on the efforts to revive the immortal cave, showing the characters generating vast amounts of energy in the energy production room, and discussing the crucial role of the dragon vein and the dragon cave furnace in restoring the land. The master expresses frustration that despite the energy, only weeds have grown, although he remains hopeful for the land's eventual revival. Adding to the master's stress, the protagonist abruptly declares his desire to quit cultivating and become an essay writer instead. The episode wraps up with the master questioning the protagonist's true nature as an immortal, setting the stage for the next episode, which is revealed to be the final one, promising to reveal the identity of a mysterious waiting trio. The next page dives into the world of Galaxy Fraulein Una 3. Lightning Angel. It's a detailed report packed with screenshots, giving us a closer look at the game's tactical adventure system. The gameplay loop alternates between adventure scenes, missions, and a long-range map. The adventure sections kick off the story, showing Yuna and Yuri's peaceful life, disrupted by a new crisis brought by Kalner. Choices made here influence the narrative's direction. Missions are where the action happens. These are simulation battles where you strategically deploy Yuna and her allies, like Erika and Rokusuke no Mai, against enemies. Success depends on meeting specific victory conditions. Finally, the long-range map allows you to travel between locations, check your party's status, visit the ship Marnia's Bago to buy items, and complete missions to earn money, preparing for the next challenges. The story progresses by gaining allies, with event scenes bringing new characters into your party. The game blends visual novel elements with tactical combat and resource management, promising a dynamic experience. This page features a detailed report on the Sega Saturn port of the legendary RPG, Suikoden. It confirms that while the game is a faithful translation of the PlayStation original, it comes packed with entirely new content unique to the Saturn version. The article highlights several key additions, including a brand new original opening movie and extra story episodes that deepen the narrative and recruitment process for the iconic 108 Stars of Destiny. A notable gameplay addition is the Colosseum system, allowing players to level up characters not currently in their active party. A welcome change for managing the large cast. Players can also look forward to 3 new bonus minigames, including a pet raising simulation, adding extra replay value. The report also includes screenshots comparing the game's field maps, battle scenes, war events, and even shows off the powerful Soul Eater rune in action, indicating some graphical adjustments while retaining the classic chibi character battle style. It's clear the Saturn version is aiming to be the definitive edition, with these significant enhancements. This page provides a detailed look at the fighting game. Asuka 120% Limited. Burning Fest Limited. It emphasizes that the game is easy to pick up, but offers considerable depth, focusing on its unique Asuka system, which is described as friendly and exhilarating. Key features include the burning gauge, which fills up, allowing players to unleash powerful final techniques. When the gauge reaches 100%, these super moves are available, and at 120%, players enter a heightened state. Defense is made somewhat easier with a semi-auto guard that automatically blocks upper attacks, though low attacks still require manual blocking. Continuous combos are highlighted as a fun element, with advanced players able to achieve high rush counts. Recovering from a stunned state involves quickly rotating the direction stick. The game modes discussed are Story Mode, which follows the individual narratives of the charming girl characters, and Ranking Mode, a score attack challenge. The Saturn version is noted to include an anime opening movie and feature refined balance compared to other releases, enhancing the overall experience. This page dives into the world of War Is, a unique network RPG supporting up to 5,000 simultaneous players connecting via modem. Instead of focusing solely on defeating a final boss, the game offers a vast, open world where players can choose their own path, whether adventuring, trading, or simply interacting with others. Communication is a core element, primarily within towns depicted with 3D polygon graphics. Players create their own characters, choosing from 3 professions: warrior, priest, and merchant, each with distinct roles. A standout feature is the passage of time. Characters age, and while they will eventually pass on, they can marry and have children who inherit their legacy, adding a compelling generational aspect. Combat allows players to battle monsters and even challenge other players to duels with mutual consent. The page features artwork for the 3 character types and screenshots showcasing the world map, town exploration, character creation, communication screens, and dynamic combat scenes, emphasizing the game's focus on player interaction and freedom. This page dives into the highly anticipated Dead or Alive. The focus is on 2 characters appearing in this release: Zack and Genfu. The article highlights that the Saturn version adds new moves not present in the arcade original. Zack, described as a DJ and Muay Thai fighter from the slums, stumbled into a martial arts tournament and found his calling, particularly drawn to powerful kicks. He enters the Dead or Alive tournament, seeking prize money. Screenshots showcase his special moves like Flying Knee Kick, which is now a 2-hit move on Saturn, and Neck Hunting, a difficult throw. Genfu, a legendary martial arts master, is fighting for the life of his daughter. He enters the tournament to unleash the forbidden moves of the Heart 6 Fists style. Screenshots demonstrate some of his techniques, including Hard Opening 3 Emperors, a series of attacks, and Crushing Stone Sweeping Hand, a powerful mid-level attack. The page also notes Genfu's opponent in the Cloud Closing Moon Grab screenshot is Kasumi in her 4P costume. The article emphasizes the game's striking graphics and the added depth brought by the new techniques on Saturn. This page shifts gears to a unique title on the Saturn, Hop Step Idol. This is a boys' idol-raising simulation game where you step into the role of a producer aiming to cultivate the next big male idol. Releasing in December, it offers a distinct premise, including the potential for romantic storylines with the idols you interact with, making it appealing to both male and female players. The page highlights the core loop, scouting potential idols in the city. It introduces 9 distinct idol candidates, each with their own illustration and profile detailing their personality and where you might find them. Screenshots show the in-game scouting interface and character interactions. The game emphasizes searching various locations in Tokyo to discover these hidden talents and build communication to recruit them. Success depends on your ability to gather information and interact effectively, sometimes requiring multiple attempts. This page dives into a unique interactive CryDraw magazine project for the Sega Saturn called Message Navi, designed to help users find friends and even potential romantic partners through the console. It serves as a platform where individuals can submit anonymized personal profiles, including details like age, occupation, and interests, which others can then browse and search based on criteria. The project aims to facilitate connections, suggesting it's perfect for those who might be busy with work or studies and have limited opportunities to meet new people. Beyond matchmaking, Message Navi includes fun supplementary content like reader-submitted street snaps and a goods countdown section featuring various items found around Tokyo. There's also a reader submission corner encouraging cosplay photos and other creative content, and even a section detailing how to apply for the Message Navi service by submitting your own profile data at designated locations. The page also touches upon related content from Idol de Doodoo, highlighting a special report from the Tokyo Game Show '97, where trading cards and memo pads featuring characters from the game were distributed. It also showcases the Idol Scout Character Caravan, which features character designs and reader feedback, seemingly tying into the Hopstep Idol game discussed previously as a way to showcase potential idols and gather input. There's a giveaway announced for the Idol de Doodoo merchandise as well. This page showcases the Street Fighter Collection, a compilation featuring Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and a unique console arrangement of Street Fighter Alpha 2. Super Street Fighter 2 introduced new challengers like Cammy and refined game mechanics. Super Turbo is presented as the peak of the Street Fighter 2 series, bringing the powerful Super Combo system and the memorable debut of the character Akuma. The Saturn's exclusive Street Fighter Alpha 2 includes original elements, additional moves, and extra characters such as Cammy from Street Fighter 2. The page is filled with screenshots showing gameplay from the different titles in this comprehensive collection. This page introduces the adventure game Qianpian Bunny Extra, an 18-plus title centered around romance and interaction. The game features Swati, a goddess heroine from the Qianpian Bunny series, who assists the protagonist in navigating his relationships with various girls. The story revolves around the protagonist and his encounters with several distinct female characters, leading to different romantic paths influenced by player choices. Gameplay primarily utilizes an icon system for interacting with characters and the environment, advancing the narrative. The magazine highlights that dialogue choices and specific actions are crucial, and the game includes explicit IF scenes. The featured cast includes Swati, the helpful goddess, and a variety of girls such as the serious Yukiji, the cheerful Misato, the quiet Kaori, the sporty Sugita Aya, the mature Kyuanji Aya, the shy Haruka, the quirky Tamaki, and the key character Hinako. The game emphasizes building relationships with these characters individually. After clearing the game, a bonus mode unlocks, providing access to an extra story, CG illustrations, and animated sequences from the game. This page serves as a character spotlight and gameplay overview for this dating simulation adventure. This page introduces the simulation RPG Soldnerchild for the Sega Saturn. Set on the continent of Rigishiria, where 7 powers are engaged in conflict, players take on the role of a mercenary, aiming for continental unification and peace. Gameplay involves accepting missions from guilds in various cities, leading mercenary troops into tactical battles, and managing your character's progress. The page highlights different combat scenarios, including large-scale group battles with multiple units and intense one-on-one duels between knights, emphasizing the strategic depth required. Screenshots showcase character portraits, world maps, and diverse battle visuals. Your actions and contributions directly influence the unfolding story and the fate of the nation you choose to align with. The page introduces several key characters, including the potential protagonist Again, Anastasia, and the formidable Smiley, hinting at the character-driven narrative. It also briefly outlines the 7 distinct powers vying for control of the continent, each with their own leaders and motivations, promising a complex political landscape. The game flow centers around completing missions to advance time and progress through the story, with mission difficulty increasing as you play. This page focuses on the simulation game Graduation S, highlighting its roots at Seika Girls High School. It's a unique simulation experience where you take on the role of a teacher guiding 5 distinct third-year high school girls through their final year before graduation. The gameplay centers around managing the girls' daily lives and schedules, dealing with their individual personalities, and navigating the numerous school events throughout the year. Screenshots showcase various events like the energetic sports day, the dramatic theater festival, and even unexpected moments. The game features 5 main girls, each with their own quirks and expressions. The refined Lady Raiko, the competitive Hijiri, the cheerful idol Mami, the sporty Natsumi, and the studious, frail Shizuka. Their moods and expressions change dynamically based on events and your guidance, adding depth to the simulation. The page also hints at different paths the girls can take after graduation, showing potential outcomes like becoming a fashion model or achieving quick success. It looks like a classic, character-driven simulation game focusing on building relationships and guiding young lives. This page highlights two very different simulation experiences. On the left, we have My Dream On Air ga Mataru, a fascinating simulation where you take on the role of a reporter for a voice actor magazine, tasked with nurturing 8 young hopefuls at a voice acting school over 2 years. You'll check in on their progress, give advice over the phone, and go out to gather information to help them grow and achieve their dreams. A cool feature is being able to choose different voice casts for the girls, which impacts their development. On the right is Koei's Isshin no Arashi, a deep historical simulation RPG set during Japan's dramatic Bakumatsu era. You play as iconic figures like Sakamoto Ryoma, striving to unite the nation under a specific ideology. The game's core mechanic involves unique persuasion battles, presented as strategic debates or conversations, where you use cards to win over other characters. Building your character's abilities and fostering relationships with allies is crucial for success in this intricate blend of strategy and historical narrative. This page features Dodon Pachi, highlighting its intense bullet patterns and intricate scoring systems, promising the ultimate satisfaction of dodging overwhelming enemy fire. This page features two very different titles for the Sega Saturn. On the left, we have the powerful helicopter action game Soviet Strike. This is a 3D shooter where you pilot a Super Apache across huge, open battlefields, tackling missions to stop a former KGB agent from restoring the old Soviet regime. You'll be flying in 360 degrees, engaging all sorts of ground and air targets with missiles and guns, all while receiving crucial intelligence from your team. Over on the right is Those Who Hunt Elves, Hanafuda Edition. This is a charming adaptation of the popular anime and manga series, focusing on the traditional Japanese card game Hanafuda. You'll play the game with the characters from the show across different modes, including a story mode where you're collecting magic spells by winning. It even teaches you the rules of various Hanafuda games like Koi Koi, making it accessible even if you're new to it. It's a unique blend of a beloved series and classic card gameplay. This page delves into the world of Roommate Ryoko in Summer Vacation on the Sega Saturn, a simulation game focused on the unique experience of living with the character Ryoko. This entry sees Ryoko returning for a single week during summer vacation, giving players a limited but intense period to build memories together. The game introduces several enhancements over its predecessor. A new movement system allows players to explore the house to find Ryoko and trigger random events. Stepping out of the house is possible too, with dating events available at various locations like a museum or a park, allowing for deeper interaction and varied scenarios. The developers have also included late-night and special summer events, specifically designed to increase closeness and create unique romantic moments. A fun addition is the tennis minigame, giving players a chance to challenge Ryoko on the court. The game also features a memory system, allowing players to look back on the events of each day. Layouts of the player's house are shown, detailing the different floors and areas where interactions can take place. The focus is clearly on creating a rich, event-driven experience centered around the temporary cohabitation with Ryoko and exploring the potential for a closer relationship during her brief summer visit. This page features two distinct types of releases. On the left is a digital photo collection and minigame compilation based on the popular TV show Shuto Miniskirt Police. This release focuses on the show's second-generation cast, presenting a variety of photos alongside 7 different minigames. The content includes both staged shots in police uniforms and casual wear, plus behind-the-scenes, making-of images. A limited edition package is also highlighted, coming with extra physical items. The right side details 2 Pachizlo simulation games, Gototsu Goku 97 and Baby Angel. These titles are designed with a strong emphasis on strategy and realistic simulation of real-world Pachizlo machines. Gototsu Goku 97 includes 2 primary modes, one focused on practicing techniques like replay hiding and earning bonuses, and another simulation mode allowing players to track data and test strategies. This particular game simulates 8 different popular Universal brand Pachizlo machines that were released in the 2 years prior, including machines like Cranky Condor, CC Angel, and Baby Angel. These titles aim to give players a chance to hone their Pachizlo skills and understand the mechanics without being at a physical machine. This page features a Saturn Soft Impression section, reviewing several highly anticipated upcoming titles. The main highlight is Super Robot Wars F, a tactical RPG featuring giant robots. Reviewers praise its volume and strategic depth, but note the high difficulty. They particularly like the improved production values and lengthy story, giving it a strong score. Below that is My Dream, On-Air ga Marunaku, seemingly an idol-raising simulation game focusing on training a girl with aspiring voice actor dreams. Reviewers mention the focus on voice acting and simulation elements, noting potential repetition but appreciating the character interaction. Further down is Roommate, Ryuko in Summer Vacation, a romance simulation game centered around interacting with the character Ryuko. Reviewers comment on the dating sim aspects and events, contrasting the sexiness with a perceived lack of realism compared to the previous installment. They also mention graphics and minigames. A separate section reviews Neon Genesis Evangelion, Digital Card Library, a digital card collection game based on the popular anime. Reviewers appreciate the collectible nature for fans and the ability to view cards and potentially play minigames, finding it highly addictive despite not being a traditional game. Finally, a Coming Soon Soft section lists various titles expected for release between September 18th and 25th, including the reviewed games and others like Tokimeki Memorial and The King of Fighters 97, with brief comments from staff members. This page continues the Saturn Soft Impression section, featuring reviews for several different genres. We've got a historical simulation game, Isshin no Arashi, where reviewers praise its historical detail and card-based strategic battles, though some find it a bit slow, with an average score of 6.6. Next up is Zeldnar's Child, a simulation RPG with a strong scenario and excellent graphics, earning praise for its depth despite simple combat, averaging 7.8. Then there's Street Fighter Collection, a must-have compilation featuring Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Alpha 2, and Street Fighter 02-. Reviewers appreciate the value and extras, noting it's great for fans, though some mention potential loading or speed issues, resulting in an average score of 6.8. For sports fans, Pro Yaku Greatest 997 Make Miracle is reviewed, highlighting realistic player models and updated data, seen as a solid but somewhat standard baseball title, with an average of 5.8. Momotaro Duchuki is a board game-style release described as fun for everyone, featuring grand-scale events and a lively tempo, scoring a solid 7.4. Finally, Elf Wokaru Monotachi, Hanafuda Hen, offers a Hanafuda card game experience featuring characters from the anime. It's noted as a good way to learn Hanafuda, with helpful features, averaging 6.0. This page continues the Saturn Soft Impression section, diving into a mix of genres. We kick off with Dodonpachi, a true hardcore shooter, hailed as a definitive entry in the genre. Reviewers praise its intense bullet patterns, arcade-perfect feel, and focus on high-score chasing, giving it a strong average score of 8.4. Next up is Time Boken series, Boken to Ipatsu, Doronbo Kanzenban, a shooting game based on the popular anime. It's seen as a fun, fan-focused title, with strong character integration and presentation, earning an average of 6.0. We then move to Mech Warrior 2, a port of a notable simulation game. Reviewers appreciate the detailed mech combat and helpful training mode, but acknowledge the significant learning curve and difficulty, resulting in an average score of 6.0. For a different pace, Pachisuro Kanzen Kuryaku Unicorn 97 is a Pachislot simulator. It's noted as a realistic simulation perfect for practicing, but it's primarily aimed at enthusiasts of the real machines, averaging a 5.6. Soviet Strike offers tactical helicopter action. Reviewers highlight its strategic depth, emphasis on gathering intelligence, and a strong sense of being in a real conflict, scoring a solid 7.0. Finally, we see Shutsu Dao, Mini Suka Police, a minigame collection tied to a variety show. It's described as a light and fun title for casual play and fans of the show, with amusing minigames, resulting in an average score of 7.0. This page continues the Saturn Soft Impression section with a roundtable discussion. The focus shifts to Super Robot Wars F, debating if it could be the series' best entry, with comments on its strategic depth and character appeal. Dodonpachi is also discussed, praised as a top-tier shooter, with challenging difficulty and intense bullet patterns. Additionally, there's mention of an official fan doujinshi, the digital card library, seemingly related to card collection. The page also features Tokimeki Beat Fast, highlighting the upcoming game Irodori no Love Song. Screenshots of the game are revealed, showing the characters and setting, focusing on a high school band contest. There's also information about event appearances and promotional merchandise, including Tokimeki prizes like a lunch set, travel watch, and tapestry, set for September release. Information is provided on how to view game setting materials online, and a contest to win a themed fan. This page previews Sega's new games just before the AM show, focusing on titles from AM1 Research and Development. First up is Bass Fishing Simulation Get Bass, a fishing game where you cast, reel, and perform actions to catch fish. Screenshots show the game's perspective, lure selection, and the intense fight with a hooked fish. Next is High-Speed Battle Race Motor Raid. This is a futuristic bike racing game featuring combat, described as super high-speed hand-to-hand combat. Screenshots show players on futuristic bikes engaged in intense racing and battles. The page also highlights the 4 distinctive player characters available. Finally, the page covers Sega Water Ski, a simulation game where players experience water skiing. Screenshots depict exhilarating jumps and racing on the water. Portraits of the distinct player characters for this game are also displayed. This page kicks off with a major announcement. The highly anticipated sequel to Cybertroopers Virtualon, titled Virtualon Oratorio Tangram, is finally revealed. Running on the powerful new Model 3 arcade board, the game promises a significant leap forward. Visually, the Virtualoids and battle stages look more detailed and realistic than ever before, showcasing the capabilities of the new hardware. Screenshots give us a taste of the varied environments and intense mech combat. Gameplay-wise, the core mechanics are retained, but expect refined action and new techniques. A big highlight is the expanded roster, featuring a total of 12 different Virtualoids to pilot, compared to the previous game's 8. The producer notes the game aims for a deep battle simulation experience, backed by impressive visuals and sound. This is shaping up to be a must-see at the upcoming AM show on September 20th and 21st. This page dives into the highly anticipated arcade scene, with a look at Virtua Fighter 3 TB. This isn't just a simple update. The TB stands for Team Battle, introducing a new mode where players form teams and swap out characters after each round. Key changes from the original Virtua Fighter 3 include significantly larger stages, with some, like the underground subway station and construction site, being nearly 1.7 times bigger. You can also now switch between 4 different camera viewpoints during CPU battles, offering a fresh perspective on the action. The article highlights several new techniques added to the game, such as Akira's offensive set plus G move and Jeffrey's devastating set plus sec attack, described as hitting like a baseball pitch. There's also a look at Lion's PP plus E move, reminiscent of Shun's techniques. Another notable addition is a health recovery system between rounds, with the amount recovered depending on remaining time and rounds won. Overall, it seems Virtua Fighter 3 TB is building upon the foundation of Virtua Fighter 3, with exciting new gameplay elements and modes. This page features the updated version of the arcade hit, Scud Race, now appearing as Scud Race Plus. It promises a power-up with new content to excite both race fans and casual players alike. A major addition highlighted is a fantastic super beginner course. This isn't your typical racetrack. It's set in imaginative, familiar locations, like a house or a bowling alley, featuring quirky new vehicles such as the Bonnet Bus, War Car, and the super-fast Rocket Car. The course even includes fun, unexpected elements, like cats chasing mice. The page also introduces a new mirror mode, which, as the name suggests, reverses the left and right sides of the track, offering a fresh challenge even on familiar courses. Separately, there's information on the Sakura Wars digital data collection for PC. The first limited edition comes with a special bonus, an original pocket watch. The collection itself includes a screensaver featuring artwork of popular characters like Kurun, Iris, Sakura, Sumair, and Kana. System requirements for the PC release are also listed. This page is packed with details on upcoming Arcade Crane game prizes set to arrive primarily in October, with a particular emphasis on items themed around Christmas and popular anime and game series. The magazine highlights that the cooler autumn weather makes arcade prize hunting more enjoyable. On the Sega side, expect metal figures from Sakura Wars, featuring main characters and enemies, plus festive Christmas-themed plushies of popular Sega characters, and unique horse mascots that play melodies. There are also keychain figures from Martian successor Nadesico, likely tied to the upcoming movie, and fun remote-controlled cars based on the Morinaga Chocoball character Kyoro-chan. Sega is also gearing up for a big push of Sakura Wars prizes towards the end of the year. Banpresto is bringing out a special collection of mecha keychains from Super Robot Wars. For anime fans, they are releasing 30th anniversary pub mirrors for Lupin III, celebrating the long history of the series with cool monochrome art. Featured as urgent info, Banpresto is adding more Neon Genesis Evangelion prizes in late September, including a second set of stylish pub mirrors and a third collection of posters, building on the excitement from the recent movie release. Finally, the page includes a giveaway section where readers can win sets of the highlighted prizes. This page is packed with Hyper Ultex, which are special tips and hidden elements for various Sega Saturn games. It kicks off with Silhouette Mirage, revealing how to find powerful hidden parasites for different characters. Specific locations are given, often involving reaching certain points in stages or purchasing them from shops. Next, Marvel superhero secrets are unveiled, including how to unlock and play as characters like Anita and Doctor Doom, along with lists of some of their special moves. Tips for disabling gems in versus mode and a character select screen secret are also mentioned. For Mega Man X4, the page details how to unlock the ultimate armor for X and how to turn Zero black, hinting at enhanced abilities or just cool visuals. Magical Drop 2 gets two fun tips, one explaining how to raise the computer opponent's level, and another revealing how characters chat during linked chains to make gameplay more enjoyable. Brief tips are also provided for other titles. How to get new costumes in Resident Evil, find an extra horror story in Ancient Spiritualism, Hyaku Monogatari, and unlock the visual mode in Kuro no Denshou. Finally, the page includes a section encouraging readers to submit their own game tips and tricks for a contest. This page features a full report on the Tokyo Game Show 97 Autumn, starting with the massive crowds exceeding 20,000 people, highlighting the huge excitement surrounding the event at Makuhari Messe. The report dives into the publisher booths, starting with Sega, which showcased a vast lineup across genres. Attendees were particularly thrilled to finally experience a trial version of Sakura Wars 2. Sega also highlighted key titles like Panzer Dragoon Saga and J.League Pro Soccer Club. The booth featured live events, including an All Japan Pro Wrestling show featuring Virtua and a Sonic Rane tournament. There was also buzz around the collaboration between Sega, Takara, and Red Company on games like Burning Rangers. The third-party presence was strong, with many big titles available for hands-on demos. Especially drew attention with games like the highly anticipated RPG Grandia, along with Baroque and Silhouette Mirage. Konami's booth was popular, featuring Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, and a shop selling sought-after Tokimeki memorial goods. Chunsoft generated buzz with its Machi booth, including events with the game's voice cast. Capcom focused on its strong fighting game lineup, offering playable demos of Street Fighter Collection and X-Men vs. Street Fighter, while Atlus showcased RPGs like Ronde, Princess Crown, and Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, along with a talk celebrating the Megami Tensei series. The next page continues, the Tokyo Game Show 97 Autumn coverage, highlighting more publisher booths. NEC Interchannel showcased upcoming titles like Sentimental Graffiti, featuring a talk show with voice actors. Sunsoft presented the fighting game Astra Superstars, alongside live performances and the adventure game Riven. Banpresto brought major robot action with Super Robot Wars F and the updated Time Bokan series, Dorambor Complete Edition. Hudson featured games like Galaxy Fraulein Una 3, Lightning Angel, attracting fans. Other booths included unique displays and cosplayers for series like Wizardry and Metaro. A major feature covers a conference where renowned creators such as Sega's Yuji Naka, Konami's Hideo Kojima, Red Company's Oji Hiroi, and Warp's Kenji Ino gathered to discuss the future of games, stressing the importance of communication in game design. There was also a session for those aspiring to join the game industry. A side report hints at Sega's next step, detailing a newspaper article about a joint Sega/Microsoft 128-bit CPU for Windows CE, sparking rumors about a potential Saturn successor set for release in 1999. This page dives into the Coming Soon section, highlighting upcoming titles set to arrive on the Saturn. It kicks off with Dungeon Master Nexus, a classic first-person dungeon crawler making its way to the system. Expect real-time exploration, intense combat, and environmental interaction, all rendered with new polygon visuals for monsters and dungeons, bringing a fresh sense of immersion and tension to this beloved series. Next up is Suikoden, Tendu Hyakuhachi Sei, a historical simulation game from Koei, based on the famous Chinese novel Water Margin. Players will recruit the 108 heroes, manage territories, and engage in strategic battles. The article includes insights from the producer about bringing the series to Saturn with added events and refined gameplay tempo. Finally, we see Clock, Pow Pow Island, a vibrant 3D polygon action platformer. Join Clock, a young clock embarking on a puzzle-filled adventure across treacherous landscapes, featuring challenging stages packed with traps and diverse enemies. The visuals shown are noted as being from the PlayStation version, but the gameplay looks like a fun, fast-paced platforming challenge. This Sega Saturn preview showcases several upcoming titles. Initial D features exhilarating downhill street racing as Takumi Fujiwara. Universal Nuts is a sci-fi adventure with static images and text, requiring player decisions to solve a mystery on an interstellar ferry. Spark by Reflection is a puzzle action game focusing on projectile deflection. Loose, temporary name, is an RPG with dynamic dungeons and a stress system, featuring items like Kichiaku. Driven. The sequel to Myst is a puzzle adventure with extensive visuals. Finally, Savaki is a fighting game inspired by martial arts, emphasizing deflecting attacks into offense. This page is a report checking in on the development status of several highly anticipated games. It gives us a snapshot of how things are progressing for a variety of titles across different genres. We get updates on big RPGs like Lunar, Eternal Blue, and Grandia, with commentary noting their beautiful presentations and nearing completion. Action games like X-Men vs. Street Fighter are highlighted for their faithful arcade ports, while the Saturn version of Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, is mentioned for adding new elements. Simulation fans can look forward to updates on titles like J.League, Pro Soccer Club, Wutsukaru 2, and Pro Baseball Team Wutsukaru, focusing on club management depth. Adventure games like Uno are praised for their visuals and compelling stories. Even niche titles like the dungeon crawler Baroque get a mention for its unique atmosphere, and strategy RPGs like Vandal Hearts promise quality and Saturn-exclusive content. The page covers everything from popular series like Sakura Taisen and Galaxy Fraulein Yuna, to unique experiences like Sentimental Graffiti and Machi, giving players a diverse look at the exciting software lineup on the horizon. This page provides a comprehensive release calendar for upcoming Sega Saturn titles, laying out the schedule month by month from September well into 1998. It details the game title, publisher, and expected price for each release. A helpful key is included, explaining that game titles in red text are newly added to the calendar, while those in blue indicate a change in either the release date or the game's title itself. The calendar showcases a diverse lineup, covering specific dates and periods throughout the coming months. Gamers can see when to expect popular fighting games like Virtua Fighter 2 and Dead or Alive, as well as major arcade ports such as X-Men vs. Street Fighter. The list also extends to highly anticipated titles previously mentioned in development updates, like the RPG Grandia and the strategy epic Shining Force 2i, which are currently slated for release in 1998. This page gives players a clear overview of the exciting software landscape ahead for the Saturn. This page prominently showcases the fighting and training simulation hybrid, Tactical Fighter. The main visual features the game's heroine, Hitomi, a young woman who enters the world of fighting to find her missing father. The game promises a unique training system that stands apart from typical simulation games, combined with a command-based fighting system for combat. The developers emphasize a dramatic story enhanced by a luxurious cast of voice actors. Screenshots provide a look at the game's visuals. Tactical Fighter was slated for a October 16th release, with a standard price of 6,800 yen. The page also includes a directory listing the games featured in the magazine and general publication information, including staff credits and contact details, alongside a tease for the upcoming issue. This page features a mix of exciting titles for the Sega Saturn. On the left we see Marika, Truth in the World, a psycho-suspense RPG that plunges you into a dramatic story set in modern-day Tokyo. The game boasts a unique visual and audio presentation, focusing on the desperate battle of three powerful girls against a terrorist group threatening Japan. Screenshots showcase the stylish anime character art and the realistic city environments you'll explore, along with dynamic visual battles that utilize various animations. The right side is packed with hits. At the top, we have the global phenomenon Tomb Raider, which had already sold an astounding 2.8 million copies worldwide at this time. This non-stop action-adventure features the unforgettable Lara Croft in thrilling exploration and combat sequences, highlighted by multiple dynamic screenshots. Below that, Seabass Fishing 2 offers a realistic and fun fishing simulation experience, depicting impressive fish and exciting gameplay. Finally, Classic Road presents the ultimate horse racing simulation game, allowing you to experience the thrill of the track and challenge top horses, complete with expert commentary. All three featured games are highlighted as being available now.